President for Public Policy. I am in charge of the best, the family FCL training and the CVU, Certified Volunteer Units. First, we're going to talk about the best of the best. And Mary, are you going to show the forms and stuff or should I just refer to them and what
I
page?
will. If you just tell me the page, that would be great.
Okay, let's see, page 24. Okay, I can talk about it. Oh, there we go. Okay, great. Okay, this page will tell you what the awards, what it is. The award recognizes and honors outstanding members of TAFCE who are given over and beyond their performance and the duties of a volunteer through unselfish acts. This is a quite an honor when you are nominated for the best of the best, which means you have really made an impact in your community. So the nominee has to be a member of the FCE, TAFCE, and you've got to get 3 letters of recommendation for this nominee and 3 letters of recommendation highlighting what the nominee should, what the nominee accomplished. Why is this person being nominated? Example of how they've actively promoted FCE, what they've done in the community. The county guidelines is okay. Let's see, each county must submit one. Not every county does. Now, everybody in their counties, I know they have people in there that have gone above and beyond their more than what they've ever done. Just a basic FCE. No, you go beyond that. And so you can probably think of somebody worthwhile for that nomination. When it gets, the counties submit their best of the best nominees to me. And then I have to get some judges, and I get 3 to 5 judges. I've never, to judge the nominees, and then they give me their feedback. Now on page 26 is the actual nomination form. You can have one person nominate you, and then people can get like your club members or your county club members or whatever, the county board members, county council members can write letters and of nomination. So once you've gotten your best of the best, that has been, and then it gets the best of the best in the county. If you have more than one nominee, usually at the county's meetings, they have to be able to present one nominee from each county. Once you got your county nominee, then you send it to me, and I collect all of the nominations, and they're due by June 15th to me. And then I have to, like I said, I get the nominations, I get all of the pertinent information, and then I hand it, and then I give it to the judges to read, and then they give me their thoughts and who they'd like to what's what I'm looking for, send forward, because I have to get the nomination once I find out who are through the region. The region goes to the state, and then the state gets reward. Then the state, once the state makes there'll be 3 nominees from the state that are forward. There's from each western region, central region, and eastern region, and then those 3 will be judged, and that's where we get the winner for the whole state. So it starts on your local, then it comes to me in the region, and then from the region it goes to state. So that's how it goes. And are there any questions on the best of the best? Okay, hearing none, I'll go on. CVUs. Now CVUs are like, people go, oh, I don't want to brag, or I don't want to be, yeah, page 29. I'm sorry, Mary. I don't want to, brag. I don't want to, be recognized for things that I do. But CVUs is keeping us going because they want to see, they're always looking to see why do we need FCE? And this is why we need FCE, because if you look at what we do in the community, and see all of the work that we do in the community through our volunteer units, and how much money that we save. A lot of times we will, if they had to pay people to do the stuff that we do, it would be a lot of money. Even in our own like Smith County, I had to do a report on it for us for our rally one year, and it was like $28,000 a year, or for that year, that we saved the county because the county didn't have to do what we volunteered to do. And because of our volunteerism, it's really, the volunteerism is keeping us going. And then they hear about it up in Knoxville. That's our major, they're actually our like sponsors, or they're the ones who are our governing force. And they want to hear what we've done. And it's not that we're bragging, it's we need to keep going because the communities need us. So the CVUs this year gets turned into your, each club collects the CVUs for their club, who then turns it into the county council, and then the volunteer, there we go. This is the county council volunteer service, and that gets sent then to me. And then I will be, then what gets sent to me actually is that plus this, because what this does, let's see, page 32. Right. This is the names of the people who have reached their hours for their CVU certificates, or their medallions that go on their certificates. So this is what comes to me, and then this gets sent to state, and then the state compiles all, and that's who makes the list of the state, of the regions, all of the regions CVUs. CVUs are important. Please keep, and this page, could you go back to 30? I'm sorry. Okay, page 30, that's your own personal record. And that way, like I made a meal for a neighbor who was sick. And it took me 3 hours. So you put down 3 hours. You reached maybe a family of 5, what date did you do this? Sometimes there's a lot of dates. So you'll put down from here to here, like from July 5th to the end of July, I did this activity. I worked at a fair, or I worked at a whatever. We're having a chocolate extravaganza coming up. So people are going to be making homemade chocolates, and they can put those in. I made chocolates for the chocolate extravaganza. Then I worked at the chocolate extravaganza. So many hours, so many people reached. And so that's for your personal record. Then that way, when you turn it into the county council, the county council vice president for public policy, then this is what I get, and with the names on it, I get the CVU, I get the page 32. That's what I get, and then I pass them on to the state. Diane Uher is our Diane Uher is our policy. She's the one who's vice president of public policy. Does anybody have any questions on CVUs?
Wendy, I know in our county, a lot of times I get asked, what doesn't count for CVU? So what would not qualify for those hours?
if you say you did something for your family, usually when you that doesn't count. Things that count are like teaching Sunday school, um, doing volunteer work at the church, doing volunteer work at the community center, or at the or even go to the help centers in your counties and stuff. It's volunteering for others. Like I said, if you made a meal for a family, or you went Christmas shopping for a child, for a Christmas angel kind of a thing, or if you do volunteer work for it's something to do for other organizations, or you help out with other organizations, or but if you do it like you can't say, well, I went and picked up my husband's uh, prescription. That doesn't count as a CVU. Um, that would be that would no anything personal. If you do personal for your family, is not counted. Did that clear that question up? Do you think?
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Moving on. The I also am in charge of the FCL training. I get the applications for that. Right, page 57. There we go. Page 57 explains what is FCL, and it is the Family Community Leadership Program. And it's a 2-day, it starts at noon on a Tuesday and ends at 1 o'clock on the following Wednesday. And you, when it, what we do is we are at the, in Lebanon, let me think of the name of it. It's over behind O'Charlie's in Lebanon, right off the interstate. You can see it right off the interstate. And we go there, and the it's $110 for the initial like your deposit. If you go to one session and you do not make the next session, or you don't do a makeup session, then you will forfeit the $110. But you do get your $110 back if you go to your second session. Um, they want to make sure you get your 30 hours in. Okay. And you are taught by, like myself, I've got I will be teaching this year, whether it's in person, which I hope it is, or whether it's on Zoom or conference. We don't know at this point. There's a lot of drawbacks to doing Zoom because not everybody can get Zoom. Like I was saying, the Eastern and Western, and it's from the Eastern and Western, it's for the whole state of Tennessee that they come in for the FCL training for both, for all of our regions. And so you get to meet really different people from the different areas. And, but they're taught by, we're taught by myself. I'm an FCE member, and I teach now I'm teaching the FCL training courses, and I get my lessons sent to me by Diane Uher, who, like I was saying, is the state representative. That's who, she coordinates everything for the FCL training. So like I said, you learn the things that are taught: leadership and communication, working with groups, issue analysis and resolution, community affairs and public policy, volunteerism, and teaching methods. So, so once you understand, it helps you to understand the different aspects of being a leader. And it is funded through the W.K. Kellogg Foundation. Okay. So they really invest in us because, like I said, we get the $110 back. They pay for your hotel, for your hotel room. And we also have our meal that night that's paid for by the FCL, by the foundation that supports this. So they really are investing in us as leaders. So once we've taken this training, it's so important to give back. So I was so excited to get my badge, my training badge. I should have it on today. But I'm so excited to be able to go and to be a leader and to be an instructor in the FCL training. We get a curriculum that there's different curriculums. Okay, just to name a few. I know we've learned about the Constitution. One of the lessons was how do you fold a flag? You know, that was very interesting. We had one of our local politicians came and explained the political machine, how it works and how different voting works. And so it was a very good, and he gave us a book of all of all of our elected officials in the state of Tennessee, from all the counties, the whole state of Tennessee. It was really, really nice. So and then you get to talk about today's issues. Okay. Okay. One of the things we did was a thing on using your cell phone in public. Okay. That just sounds so funny, but I'll tell you, it reminded me, it was a good thing to know. And it makes you more aware of things too, everyday things that we learn about. So and we learn about community community goings ons, and how we can help. Like we have a community center down here, which I'm involved in. So I volunteer for that, and that's part of the CVU training, CVUs that I put in. So anyway, and then the county fair. If you work at the county fair, or if you help set it up or whatever, that's part of your CVUs, just to name a few. Okay, on page 58, is there any questions on that before I go to the application? Okay, this application has to be to me by, let me get my dates here. I had it all. Okay, I was a little more organized than I thought I was. Okay, this application has to be to me by, for the first session, March 1st. Let me see. Yes, March 1st. So right now, like I said, until we find out anything further, right now we'll go that we're having it. Okay. Until you hear anything differently. But I have to have this application in by March 1st so that I can in turn send, and with the deposit of $110, so that I can send the $110. I have to send it to our region treasurer, and I've got to send the application to our state public policy who is coordinating this. And then on the comfort suites, that's it. So it'll be April 20th to the 21st is the training. And then in the fall session, I have to have the check to me. By July 1st. And then August the 24th to the 25th is the second session of the FCAL training of this year, 2021. So what you do is you'll be applying hopefully for both sessions, and in the same year. Now, sometimes like we had to have one that had to split because she was busier in the fall, and that was her job and that was her livelihood. So she couldn't get away from the job that she did. So she did 2 spring sessions, because you do have there's different lessons being taught all the time. They're not the same thing over and over again. So so that's the application. Okay. And then page 59. Okay, this is about the furthering your leadership training. To get your 60-hour FCL training, you receive a national leader certificate. You actually get another badge. That the fall dates were the August the 24th and 25th. Let me make sure I'm not going to jump ahead there. Oh, I have it right here. Yes, August 24th and 25th is the dates for this fall session. Okay. To get the 60-hour training, it gives you some suggestions on if you go to team teaching. All right. So if I wanted my 60-hour, I've been trying to work on it. I haven't gotten to too many hours right now, but it's team teaching. If you go, say I do go to the state conference, or um, even do a team teaching at the retreat in Cookville. Okay, those hours go towards this. And then you've got community action where that is, I mean, I've already made my 20 hours in my community action because I am I act very actively am involved with our community center. So whenever they have their dinners or fall festivals, whatever, I'm usually there helping out, setting up, serving, whatever. So I mean, I've got well over my 20 hours for that. And then the public policy part of it is going to, it gives you suggestions down here. Run for an elected office. I won't do that, but these are just some suggestions that you can do to kind of like get involved in your community, like attending a city council meeting, what goes on there, attending a state legislative meeting, what goes on there, write a letter to the editor or of the newspaper, write to your representative or your senator. I've done that. I sent one on, I come from New York, and they have a very good um, recycling program. They charge nickel deposit on all bottles and containers, bottles and cans, and it does help on um, the uh, waste and all that. So it helps your environment. So this is what that's just one thing, So, and then I wrote to my, actually, I spoke to her, our state representative. I said, why don't we have a recycling program, like a mandatory one? Because and then during the week on Wednesdays, they would pick up, uh, every other week, there would be cans and bottles, and then the other week would be newspapers and cardboard and stuff like that. So we had a mandatory recycling program, and I mean, we had trash pickup, So, but I said, well, with Al Gore being the all green, green earth and all that, why in Tennessee of all places doesn't it have a recycling program? So that's what I talked to her about, and she said it's been talked about, but I think I'm going to follow up on that, and see where it's going. But anyway, stuff like that. That's your that's a leadership program. That's a leadership. Um, these are leadership attributes, and you being here today, you're definitely leaders because you want to know about the FCE and is there any questions?
Cindy, there was a question in the chat. What were the fall dates for
The
FCS?
24th and 25th of August. Okay. Anybody have any questions? And I can give you my email, or I think it's in the planner if you don't, but I'll give it to you. And if you ever have any questions about any of this, feel free to shoot me an email. I will answer it. And my email is WFLDUST, Wiffle Dust, at nctc.com. So if you ever have any questions, and feel free to shoot off an email and I'll get back to you. Yes, that's it. Shoot off an email and and I will answer it. So if there's no other questions, I guess I'm finished. Mary?
Okay, I'm Sarah Zapataki. I'm VP of Programs. We're going to talk today about creative writing. Creative writing is on page 43. And you can enter 6 categories. You can enter in all 6 of them or just one of them, whichever one you prefer. It's poetry, essay, short stories, children's stories, featured articles or news articles, and are miscellaneous. And to be able to participate, you have to be a dues paying member who is not a professional writer. That means you're not getting paid by a newspaper or something to write. Entries must not exceed 1,000 words and no illustrations. Entries will be disqualified if this rule is not followed. Entries need to be legibly handwritten in black or typed in black ink, and the font size 12 to 14 on white paper. Include your name, address, phone number, county, region, category on a cover sheet. And the last page, include your name, county, region, and in small letters. Deadline for submitting entries is at the end of the form, which is June 1st, 2021 to the region. And we'll get into that in just a short minute. Deadline on submitting entries is at the end. Those judged first and second category in the region will be sent on to the state in competition and compiled in a booklet. At the state level, you will be awarded first place winner a $10 and a booklet. Second place is not given a monetary value, just a booklet. So entries will not be returned, but this is important. If you're entering, make sure you've made a copy so you have a copy for yourself, because they will not be returned. And down here we have some suggestions how to make your entry good. So they will come to me June 1st. They will be judged and for second, and the winners will be sent on to the state by August the 1st. And that's where you will get your monetary value or your booklet. Next, we have the credential form. This is for the county council, county council presidents to be able to go to the TAFCE state meeting in November at the state conference. It will ask for some interest here. This will be sent in to the state treasurer because she will approve you. She will check to make sure you're a due paying member. And if the president can't go, then another member will be chosen to go as an alternate. And this is, the due date for this is set by the state treasurer when it's to be in. And next is the Kate Bagnol application. That's page 70. And this goes to any two FCE members in good standings. That means you're active and you've paid your dues and are enrolled in a school of higher education, learning that offers a degree, a certificate, a diploma, or a degree. A 2.5 grade average must be maintained. The scholarship winner is invited to attend the TAFCE Central Region annual meeting in September, and to apply, that is on page 71. You fill out this application on page 71, and you send the application filled out with your transcript or scripts. And on page 72, it asks you to do a handwritten essay describing in your own words why you want to receive this scholarship and where you see yourself in 5 years to the Central Region VP. And that is to be postmarked no later than July 1st of the current year. And then lastly, we have Central Region Officer nomination. This form is on page 85 and 86. This form is to apply for an office that is vacant due to the ending term of the present officer on the Central Region Board. This form asks the applicant for a brief history of committees served on, FCE award recognitions, community involvement, FCE leadership experience, and the application's deadline is to be postmarked no later than July 1st of the current year to Central Region BP programs. And that is all I have. Any questions? And if not, we're done. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sarah and Wendy. If everybody wants to go back to the main room, you can leave the breakout room. There's a button on the right-hand side of the lower right-hand side that says leave room, and it'll bring you back out to the main.
I'm sorry, Mary. Sarah, what offices are up for nomination this year? They mentioned it. I think it's treasurer and
It's VP of programs. and president-elect. And I don't remember, I think there's a third one, but I
I
do
think
not
it's
remember.
treasurer. I think it's treasurer. I think they mentioned treasurer. So those are the three offices that are up for election this year, up for nomination this year.
Thank you.
Sorry, Mary, I didn't mean to.
Oh, I appreciate that. Don't want to forget anything. Is anybody else have any questions or comments? Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mary, for all your help.